ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with figuring out how to use the compass. So the first thing I want you to do is that packet I gave you, turn it over so you're staring at a blank page. Okay, then you're going to take your compass out of the package. So you're going to look at the blank page, you're going to take your compass out of the package, and you're going to start with a couple of things. You have one side is the lead. It's going to make the mark with this. The other side, that's going to be the center of whatever you're doing. We call it the pointy end a lot of times. Okay? So, if you take this middle part and roll it up, see how it's making it smaller? And if you roll it down, it makes it bigger. If we could not take these little pieces off the end so it, you don't want to roll it too big so that it comes off, okay? We often hold it right here at the top. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to experiment with it by, you're going to push down a little bit more on the pointy side. And you're just going to make arcs or circles. Okay, I move my compass around, but you can totally move the paper. So once you make one circle, try widening it to make another one. You can literally move the paper. Sometimes it's easier. You can move the compass. It's just starting to get used to it. Try it out. Okay. You could make like snowman on it. Make your pictures. Make it smaller, make it bigger. Make sure your lead isn't good. I got more. Does he need a different one?
No, his pointer keeps on coming out.
Oh, just get him a different. Come get a different one, JJ.
They work tight, that's why.
Oh, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn to the front now. Okay, I need you to refocus in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Silent llamas. Shh. Okay, we're on the front where we're going to copy a segment. Now, if we look through here, we're going to copy segments. We're going to copy angles. We're going to copy angle bisectors, perpendicular bisectors, perpendicular through a point not on a line, perpendicular through a point on the line, and make parallel lines. Okay, so a lot. We are not going to get through this all today. Okay? There is homework today. It's not on this packet. There's homework. Excuse me. Remember, this is being recorded. It says there's homework on here. It says there's homework on the agenda. And it says there's homework already in your Power School for when it's due. There's going to be homework every day. Please stop asking. We talked about this yesterday. I'm not going to talk about it every day. Okay, so we're going to start with making this segment. Okay, so it's a segment. It has end points. We're going to take the pointy end of our compass, and we are going to put it on top of the very end point near A. Then you're going to widen your compass till it touches the other end point near B. You see that? See how it's the same length? Now I'm not going to touch the middle part. I'm going to keep it the same, and I'm going to bring it over to the side. I literally want to copy and make sure this segment is the same length. So I'm going to put the pointy end down. and I make a little mark with my compass, and then I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to put the pointy end on top of this, and I'm going to make a mark with my compass. This is where you're going to use a straight edge, so you can just use another piece of paper. It's totally fine. And you're going to connect the ends. Draw it right through. And we have copied our segment. We're going to label this A prime, B prime. That's like our copy, or image, we often call it. Image A, image B. Okay? Because it's an image. It's like when you look in the mirror, you have an image. So we're going to do this. We're going to do one more together, and then I'm going to have you guys do one on your own. Okay? You ready? I'm going to pause just for a second. Make sure you've got this. Image A, image B. More important than this, she's got Okay. So you guys tell me, what did I tell you to do? What are we going to do? We've got G to H right here. What am I planning to do? So what do I do first? I want to put one end on G is fine. You could have put it on H. Get it. And then you want to do what to your compass? So it's the same length, right? Now what do I do? Move it over. And I don't have to make it sideways like that. I could just make it horizontal. And once I push my point down and make my mark, what do I do next? Flip it over. Put the pointy end right on top of your mark. Make another little line, and then I'm going to take a straight edge and connect it. And I'm going to label this G prime, H prime. Okay. The next thing I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you write step-by-step instructions on the bottom as you're copying M to N. Because I don't want you guys, next time you have to do this on your own, to forget the steps. So I want you to go M to M, and then I want you to write 2, 3, 5, however many it takes steps, and then we're going to go over some of the examples of the steps. So I want you to make a copy of M to N now, and I want you to write 2 or 3 steps. 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. So you're going to copy M to N, and then you're going to write down the steps of how you did it. First eye, second eye, third eye, fourth eye. This is so when, like next week, if I give you a packet on this, you can pull this back down and be like, okay, I know what to do. All right, who's got their steps written out? Okay, so Michaela, I would like you to read your steps to me, and then I will try them out.
One is put a pointy end on one of the ends.
Endpoints, yep, and then?
2 is widen or like shrink the size of the compass.
Okay.
3 is move to the side of the paper.
Okay.
4 is make a mark where the end is.
Okay.
5 is flip it and make another mark.
So the only thing I would change with yours, Michaela, is I would say flip it and put it on, make sure the pointy end is on the mark. Okay, so now I'm going to steal Michaela's paper real quick. And show everybody an example of steps. Just in case you didn't get a chance to write yours down yet, or you feel like you want to change it. Okay, so put pointy end on one end, I'm going to say of the segment. Widen to width or shrink. Shrink. Move over. Make a tick mark. Flip, make another mark. Make sure point end on pencil mark. Make another mark and label. So she did this in 6 steps. And Michaela, you feel pretty comfortable that if you saw this in like 3 weeks from now, you think you could do it, right? Okay. If you are satisfied with your steps, go ahead, we're going to flip to the next one. We're going to try copying an angle. Okay. Nope. That's a great question, Zach, but the answer is no. All right. So, an angle. The issue with the angle is not making the lengths of the rays. The issue of the angle is making sure like how wide this is, because we want that angle right there. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the pointy end of our compass and place it on the vertex. That's where the 2 rays intersect. We're going to shrink our compass so that it will go over the rays. So I want mine small enough so it'll go over the rays. Now I'm going to make an arc that goes through both those rays. Again, you can turn your paper or your compass. All right. How are we doing? You guys got to tell me if I need to slow down, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, without changing the width of my compass, I am going to take it and I'm going to put the pointy end on the intersection of the arc that I made and that bottom ray, and I'm going to make another arc. Then I'm going to take the pointy end of my compass, put it on the other intersection. So I took, see how the arc right here and the ray meet? Pointy end there. And I make a little arc out in the middle of nowhere. So far, so good? Now I'm going to take, I'm not going to move the width of my ray. I'm going to put the pointy end where the ray and the arc intersect, and I'm going to make sure there's an X right there. Okay? Okay. See this X that exists? You should have one where they should intersect. So you want me to go over all that again? Okay. So I put the pointy end on the vertex, and I made an arc. Okay? Then I did not change my width, and I made an arc out here, and I made an arc out here showing that they're intersecting. Okay? Now, I am going to go over here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a straight edge of some sort. It could be the box of your compass was in, and you're going to draw a straight line. You can put a little arrow at the end. So far, so good? Okay. You're going to take the pointy end of your compass and put it right on the end. We have not changed the length of this, correct? Length is still the same. The width of your compass is still the same. So make sure you put it right on the end. We're going to draw a nice big arc. So, you know how we did this original? We're going to make an arc right here on this new line that we've drawn. So far, so good? No? We will do this a second time, okay? Now you're going to take your compass. You guys, we will use other tools besides compasses if they're really confusing. There's going to be 2 other things that we use. But we do need to know this by construction. Okay, we're going to put the pointy end right here, and we're going to make an arc way out here in the middle of nowhere. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to make sure my arc is the same. I want right here, that's where I need to cross. You see how I'm taking the pointy end? And I'm like, okay, right there, that's where it intersects. Make sure we're going to intersect. Yep, see I'm going to get an X out here. And now I'm going to connect these. And I've copied my angle. A lot more complicated than the segment, right? Okay, you guys, why don't we stop right here? And tomorrow, that's the first thing we're going to do when we get to this, is we're going to do another one before we make any notes about it. Okay? Mr. Kwan is going to bring around, and I'm going to bring around your homework for tonight. Okay, so I want you to listen while the homework is being passed out so we understand the instructions. Excuse me. Shh. I want you to listen, please, so we can understand the instructions. Okay, geometry, sides, vertices, diagonals of a polygon. A vertex is a point where the sides of a polygon meet. A diagonal is a line segment that joins 2 non-adjacent vertices. A square has 4 sides, 4 vertices. From any one vertices of a square, it is possible to draw just one diagonal. I'm talking currently, so no, you may not. I am trying to give instructions for the homework. The diagonals will form 2 triangles. Since every triangle contains a total of 180 degrees, a square has a total of 360 degrees. So, the number of sides of this figure is how much? We'll do column A together. Row A. It has 4. How many vertices does it have? 4. How many diagonals just from one vertice? 1. How many triangles are formed here? 2. So we know the total degrees is, each triangle is 180, right? So the total is 360. Okay, and you guys are going to do the rest. I am going to stop recording now. Leave this up here. I did the first row. You're going to do the rest. Deja, do you have a question?
No.
Okay.